It was almost time to stage our assault on another Project Avatar facility. But before we could do that, we still needed to put a few more pieces into place. It was important to keep our most experienced troops in reserve for our inevitable confrontation with the Dawnslayer. That meant we would need better firepower for our less experienced soldiers, so I relegated a portion of our resources towards developing our most advanced suit of armor yet, the War Suit. This new suit of powered armor could channel an incredible amount of energy, which it could shape into a defensive field. But Tygan had been making great strides towards developing our first field-ready plasma weaponry, so he quickly whipped up a prototype plasma lance that could also draw from the War Suit's power reserves. Afterwards, I checked on Naz and Atlas again. Things were progressing nicely, but again the lab techs warned me that Naz was rapidly reaching his utmost limits. I had to admit, something about him really had changed since he had first joined XCOM. Well, aside from gaining all of those strange new powers. I didn't dwell on it for long, because Zoltan and Morgan had returned from their sabotage mission. Together, the two of them had successfully delayed Advent's progress, buying us a little more time to move the rest of our soldiers into position. With that taken care of, I once again shifted our focus towards gathering more resources for our next big move. The skirmishers had managed to pinpoint another cache of Advent supplies, so I quickly sent out Demon and Varnas to claim them for our own use. It was still going to be a few more days before our next weapons development projects were complete, so we spent that time securing lines of communication with our new allies in East Asia. Bradford quickly established our usual protection contract with the local resistance cells, and in turn they provided us with all the intel we were going to need when we assaulted the local Avatar facility. We could have pressed the attack immediately, but I decided to delay our assault for 2 more days, at least until we could finish our latest experimental munitions program, and until the next round of Sci-Lab experiments had been completed. The delay ended up being somewhat fortuitous because it gave us the opportunity to quickly respond to another potential target of opportunity. One of our ground contacts in New Indonesia had gathered important intel on the high-ranking Advent official who was preparing to introduce a new wave of defensive upgrades. We didn't want Advent getting any stronger, so it was a high-priority operation. We couldn't afford to let Advent roll out those new upgrades. As a longtime veteran of the XCOM project, it seemed appropriate to put Michaelim in charge of this operation. We were going to need some heavy artillery to cut through the Advent General's escort, so I assigned both Rhino and Woe to the team, with Woe sporting our brand new war suit, as well as our experimental plasma lance. Of course, since our primary objective was to take out that general, I also sent Rorschach and Malachi along, to make sure that got done. We had one more slot on the team, so I decided that this might be a good opportunity to send the Hunter-Killer back out into the field, though I was a bit concerned when I found out it had apparently decided to, repaint itself. At least, I hoped that was paint. At any rate, it seemed like a fairly straightforward operation, with grave potential consequences if our men failed. Fortunately, with their training and our new equipment, I really didn't see how they could possibly fail.
We just got a tip from a resistance contact in the field. A high-ranking Advent officer was spotted moving through the area with limited escorts. This could be a chance for us to disrupt their current operations and throw off their command structure. Your orders are to eliminate that officer with extreme prejudice. Menace 1-5, we're tracking the Advent General and his escorts, but we don't have an exact fix on their location. Sweep the area and eliminate the target along with any other hostiles that stand in your way.
Commander, I'm getting faint traces of a signal coming through. Someone on the ground is trying to reach us, but I can't make it out. Keep your eyes peeled for possible contacts down there.
Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to episode 22. It looks like we're once again hunting for an Advent General. I think this is, our 3rd time? So I think we've got a pretty good idea of what we're in for. though I will say this map is definitely very strange. This has to be something that's new to the War of the Chosen expansion. It's like a long, narrow valley with urban structures built up on either side. I also can't help but notice the edges of the map are so close together that we really have no choice but to go straight forward. So it's essentially channeling us forward straight into the Advent General.
Got it.
Now, obviously we want to take the high ground, but we don't know exactly where we're going to spot the enemy pod, so I think half of us will go up one side and half of us will go up the other side.
Queda claro.
Oh, I don't think I mentioned it during the montage sequences, but I have upgraded the Spark a little bit. Nothing fancy, but it is currently using Gauss weaponry and plate armor.
Go, go, go.
I feel like I have too many people on the field here.
Double time. Move it out.
Oh, okay, that's why. It looks like we've got a double agent in play. Well, it's not much, but it'll certainly help. Okay, so we've got two Archons to deal with. Those things are a pain once they start moving around, so let's see if we can take them out as efficiently as possible. We've got a civilian in sight over here, too. That's probably our civilian contact, but let's hold off on approaching them until we've lost our stealth, just in case. Now, we know that there's a sectopod on this map, so we want to save most of our explosives for that. But I do think we'll use a frost bomb to pin down these Archons.
Bombs away!
That'll make them a lot easier to deal with. Now let's go ahead and tag them both with poison bullets, just in case we can't finish them off this round. Nicely done. Now let's go ahead and risk moving up towards this civilian. Actually, let's bring the hunter-killer up first. Our men can use it as cover.
Ah, the open spaces, the fresh air.
That's almost taken care of one of the Archons. Let's see if we can finish them off before the end of the round.
On the move.
Nice, that's one down.
Target neutralized.
Now let's go ahead and bring Michael up near this civilian.
Confirmado.
Oh, okay, I guess she was in fact our contact. We net 40 supplies and she vanishes into the other. Unfortunately, Michaelum doesn't have line of sight to the other Archon, so he can finish off his turn with aid protocol or maybe teamwork, though there is a scanning tower nearby. Oh wow, a 100% chance to become immune to the next two attacks. Well, I think we'll take that.
Lo pirateo. Podemos irnos. On the move.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to take any more shots at that other Archon. Not this turn, anyway. Our double agent can draw line of sight, but only if I move him outside of cover. I guess since he's a one-shot ally, I can afford to take some chances with him. So let's push him up onto the roof here. Hey, and he got us an ability point,
We're
too.
picking up an inbound Advent transport. The aliens are going to try and extract the General from the AO. Don't let him get on board that ship.
Okay. We've got 6 turns to intercept the General. We've got 1 incapacitated Archon on the field. And we've got some loot that's 2 turns from self-destructing. So let's see what we can do here. Since Michaelim's temporarily invincible, let's move him up on point. And that takes care of the other Archon.
It feels good to move around.
Let's go ahead and keep moving the squad up.
Sensors at maximum sensitivity.
But we know there's at least 2 more enemy pods, including a sectopod. So, let's keep our guard up.
Heading there now. Moving. Ten-4.
Oh, and let's put Malachi up on this rooftop here. That should give him a pretty good vantage point.
On Overwatch. Got it covered. Come get some. We've got Advent here.
Okay, we've got another pod incoming. Looks like a priest, a purifier, and a trooper. And that takes care of the trooper.
Enemy eliminated.
That leaves us with a priest and a purifier to deal with. I guess Malachi could take a shot at the purifier, but he doesn't really have a great shot. Oh well, I probably should have led with someone else. Let's see if we can take out that priest in one shot. About time we got some use out of the Skulljack anyway. Can't stasis bubble your way out of that one. Looks like we missed the intel, so we're going to take a little bit of feedback damage, but I can live with that. More importantly, it knocks the priest off the board. And it actually looks like... Oh, right. Michaelim was immune to the next 2 attacks, so he ignored the feedback damage. Now we just need to take out that purifier, so let's move the spark up and see if we can peel off that armor. 1 more hit should finish him off, so... Oh, right. Let's go grab that loot before I forget about it. Two Illyrium cores and 1 scope. Not bad. Ah, but it looks like we've triggered another pod. That would be the General. Okay, well, now we've got 2 more enemies on the field, so let's see here.
Target identity confirmed. That's the General. Take them out before they can escape. We won't get another shot at this.
We know that General is camping out right next to a big explosive container, so let's go ahead and lob some explosives his way.
Confirmed.
Now, let's see if we can finish off that purifier.
I'm on it.
Nice.
Target eliminated.
Now, who do we have left? We've got the trooper over here, but I'm not sure what we can really do with him. Let's try moving Woe up into a firing position instead. No line of sight, and unfortunately it looks like these guys are all out of range of his heavy weapons too, so we'll just set him on Overwatch and hope for the best. And as for the trooper, well, I could take a shot, but the odds are against him. I could get a guaranteed hit with a plasma grenade, but that wouldn't do enough to finish off the Lancer, and it would leave him open to an attack from the General. I guess our best bet is to pull him back for now. Well, he died anyway. Sorry, buddy. I guess we need to take out that Lancer and get that loot back.
Closing on target position now.
Still not a very good chance to hit, but I could get a guaranteed hit with Rage Strike. Not bad. And I will take this. And then...
Tech guys love this.
Wait. Oh. Apparently Rage Strike was a free action, so let's finish this guy off.
Taken care of.
Malachi can finish off the General.
Hostile target down. Menace 1-5, kill confirmed. That's how it's done. We need to clear the area of any remaining hostiles. We can't allow them to recover the General's body.
And now we've got to find that sectopod. It's out there somewhere. But for now, let's take the opportunity to reload and get our guys onto Overwatch.
Re-up and reload. Overwatch engaged.
Oh yeah. Rock and roll. Scanning. I'm on it.
Now let's keep moving up and...
Advent troops
Oh,
here.
that was quick. A Lancer, a Trooper, and a Sectopod. I think we'll start off by taking out their cover.
This is for you.
And now Malachi can pick off that
Locked and
Lancer.
loaded. Target eliminated.
Now I guess we should probably focus on that Sectopod. It's got a lot of armor, but fortunately our Spark is built to deal with that kind of thing. I could do guaranteed damage with a rocket, but the Spark also strips armor with normal attacks, so let's just take our chances.
I'm going to need a bigger gun.
Still a 3 in 4 chance to hit, so let's go for it. And I should have used the rocket for that last shot. Oh well. Woe still has his plasma lance, but unfortunately there's no way he can hit both targets with it in one shot. I guess we'll just keep trying to pour shots into this thing for now.
On your order.
Very nice. Hopefully we can finish this thing off with just one more shot. Ah, so close. I think that thing's only got 1 hit point left. Unfortunately, that means we're going to need to finish it off with Myculum, and that'll give the enemy trooper 1 chance to shoot back at us. I could use teamwork to give Rhino another action, but I don't think that would really help in this situation. Yeah, I think we're better off just moving a little closer and taking down the Sectopod.
Marcha a las coordenadas designadas.
This plating is reasonably stout.
That wasn't so bad. We took a little minor damage on the spark, but now we can take that guy out.
Terminated. We have confirmation. Mission accomplished.
Wow, and now we get the sad music because we lost that one double agent.
In yet another brazen attack today, XCOM separatists again assaulted peaceful, law-abiding Advent citizens. Any witnesses should report immediately to Advent peacekeepers for processing.
Go that smooth, Commander. Great work.
Looks like we've got a lot of promotions to handle, so we'll pick up Field Medic for Myculum. Rhino will pick up Suppression. Rorschach will grab Run and Gun. And the Spark. The Spark will pick up... Strike is a lot of fun. I like making melee attacks. But heavy weapons are probably more useful, so we might be better off with Rainmaker. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab Rainmaker. I think we'll benefit from that one more in the long run. Good work, everyone, and never forget the noble sacrifice of old What's-His-Face. You know, the guy in the Advent armor. Thanks to the assistance of a well-placed double agent, Operation Steely Snake had been successful, though it had cost us the life of that agent. The Advent General was dead, and so were Advent's plans to roll out their new defensive tech. I was relieved to hear that things had gone relatively smoothly. Even the Hunter-Killer, despite its recent erratic behavior, had performed admirably. Though, some of the men did mention that it had recently started responding to the name Cazador. Tygan insisted that it probably didn't mean anything, but I wasn't so sure. Regardless, all of our pieces were now in place. There weren't going to be any more delays. it was time to take down the facility, and then after that, it was time to take down the Dawn Slayer himself.